Ali, first of all, there was some dramatic news obviously came out last night from the SFA in regards to the judicial panel, and Rangers are now banned from signing players for 1 year for bringing the game into disrepute. What's your initial reaction to that?
Well, plain and simply, I think it's an absolutely shocking decision, to be quite honest and frank with you. I found out the decision last night. I was shocked and absolutely appalled. This supposedly independent judicial, panel have been coming down on us in this forum. It's another interesting thing. Who are these people? I want to know who these people are. I'm a Rangers supporter. The Rangers supporters and the Scottish public deserve to know who these people are, who are working for the SFA. Make no mistake about it. This is an SFA decision. They've appointed the panel, so therefore they're working for the SFA. But who are they? I think we have a right to know who's handing out this punishment to us. I really do. And I think it's a shocking decision. Like everybody else involved, neutrals, our team, our supporters, our staff, a lot of neutrals, and I'm staggered at the severity of the punishment.
I think everyone was caught unawares by that, and you're quite right, the draconian measure of it, and the timing of it as well, especially when the club is attempting to try and secure its own future.
This decision could kill our football club. Simple as that. Make no mistake about it, the people that have made the decision were certain, they're not totally to blame, I have to tell you, for the death of our football club if it happens. They are nothing like totally to blame, but this particular decision could kill our football club.
Clearly, as a club, we will be appealing this decision, and you would hope, I suppose, that there would be a sympathetic ear within the SFA.
Well, you would hope so, but you just don't know. You really don't know. You don't know what's coming next, to be honest with you, so it would be complete and utter guesswork. But in terms of our supporters, again, they've received another kicking. And we just feel it's time to start fighting back. And you can guarantee we'll be fighting back. I'll have meetings with the supporters. I know already having discussions with Sandy that they want to meet, they want to take action, they want to start fighting back. They have given us nothing but incredible support in recent months, and they deserve it back from us, and we'll get it, we'll give them it. We will give the supporters our backing. Obviously, you have to have an agreement with some of the sanctions and some of the actions that they feel they might take. But I'll tell you one thing right now, I will be standing alongside them.
I think the most galling aspect for every supporter and everyone connected with this club is that all of the charges that the club faced in this SFA judicial panel were largely down to Mr. Craig White. How do you react to that?
Well, quite simply this, I think Mr. White's been fined £200,000. Call me an old cynic. I'd like a phone call from Mr. Reagan when he receives it. He's also been banned for life when involved with any other Scottish football club. Again, call me an old cynic. I don't think he'll be reaching for his sleeping pills to get to sleep tonight.
And that must be all the more abhorrent for you and for everyone.
We are suffering for the actions of an individual. The playing staff, the supporters, the workforce within this great football club are suffering because of the actions of an individual. We are being punished, no other reason for it.
And that's what a lot of people can't understand, why the panel would come to the view that the club is responsible for this action. And we understand, Ali, that the main bone of contention is the non-payment of PAYE. Clearly no one else was a party to that form of action.
Not at all. Every member of staff was not aware of this. Everyone to a man, they were all, everybody was stunned. They were all stunned. They really were by this. It was coming off our wages. We automatically thought we were all paying, as you naturally do, PAYE, national insurance. Obviously, there's not, none of the individuals within the playing staff and the data staff did anything wrong, in my knowledge. But we are being made to suffer from it. It's an incredible situation, it really is. But as I said to you, there are already 1 or 2 nails in our coffin, through no fault of this judiciary panel or indeed the SFA, but this might be the final one.
How could you cope with a transfer embargo for the next 2 transfer windows if you were forced to go through this, Ali?
My initial reaction is it will kill us. Simple. We can't. We've lost players already this season. The individual players have got clauses in their contracts which will indicate they may be able to move for suitable more suitable terms to themselves.
Yep.
I would have to ask them the question, would they be happy with us not being able to bring in any new players? Damn tootin' they wouldn't. Absolutely they wouldn't. So, you know, they're already individual managers sniffing about our players. I know of that. I certainly know of that. You know, that like vultures round about our squad at the moment. It angers me and disappoints me. But that's the territory that we are moving in at the moment. We're a really, really seriously wounded animal.
Ali, some of the fans have even suggested that they'd be quite willing to move out of the SPL, go down and start again in the bottom league, the third division of the SFL, and you can understand why they feel that way. Of
course I can. You know, I'm actually leaning towards it myself at the moment, and make no mistake about it, is an unbelievably drastic measure. It will have incredible impact in Scottish football. Not for the good for everybody, that is without doubt. But if they're going to keep, you know, putting these sanctions on us and making it extremely difficult for us to defend ourselves, then maybe, just maybe, it's the right thing. And make no mistake about it, it will not be good for everybody.
What do you think can happen in this scenario? I mean, do you think the SFA will try and see sense and reduce this ultimate sanction they've put upon you?
That's the thing. Nobody knows. You don't know what they're going to do. I mean, there was nobody prouder than me to represent my country. I was really, really fortunate to represent my country on a good number of occasions. And I just feel that the governing body of my football association is, you know, not doing anything or not doing nearly enough to help the club in the current situation. Look, I'm not looking for sympathy, I'm looking for fairness. We are really, really struggling, absolutely really struggling, and we are not getting enough help. I look at Portsmouth and English FA can't do enough for them to try and help them. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. I mean, I believe that the Football League made them a payment of £800,000 when they went into administration for the second time to help them in their hour of need. It was just totally the converse of what's happening.
Absolutely, absolutely. As I said to you before, there are people enjoying this. There are people enjoying this, and it should not be the case. You've made a very, very valid point there. Portsmouth received money, a suitable time to them from the Football League to try and help. This is the key here, to try and help. We're not getting enough help.
It's extraordinary that the umbrella organisations aren't doing that. You know, in fact, the opposite is happening. They're imposing sanctions at the worst possible time.
Well, it's an impossible time to impose the sanctions for us. We're trying to get a bidder and a buyer for the football club. That is what we're trying to do. Now, make no mistake about it, this new punishment would certainly have an effect on a potential buyer. Of course it would.
Already there are problems with the bidders left at the table, Ali, so as you say, it can only exacerbate their fears.
Well, let me give you an indication. I get a phone call from Mr. Miller from America probably about midnight last night, and we were on the phone for, again, well over an hour. He'd just got the news, obviously couldn't understand it. When I say couldn't understand it, thought it was harsh. Of course he understood it. Yeah. We had a good chat about it, and I'd have to say it must have a bearing on his views about the potential purchase of the club, of course, or he wouldn't be phoning me at midnight the night on the Monday night. It's as simple as that, and I don't have any doubt that Brian Kennedy and Paul Murray would have an opinion on it also.
So really, we're at the stage here, we're almost on the abyss here, we're really hanging by our fingertips.
We are, yeah. I mean, this, it's, you know, we're really, it's do or die stage. I can't reinforce that fact or that opinion enough. This is unbelievably serious. We do not have any time. We now have a problem with what I think we must appeal it. My opinion would be we must appeal it. Excuse me. That again is going to take time, which we don't have.
And equally, on Monday, the SPL are holding their meeting to impose sanctions on insolvency events going forward, and of course we're in one ourselves. So immediately we're affected, or the Rangers are going to be affected by these proposals if they are voted through.
Strange how they're having them on Monday, actually, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Also, with the club, again, the people within the club, the supporters and the staff deserve answers. I believe there is a police inquiry going on into the purchase of our football club. As a supporter, I want to know about that. I want to know the results of the police inquiry. I want to know about the dealings with Ticketus, with Craig White, the purchaser. I want to know the dealings with Lloyds Bank. I certainly want to know the dealings about one or two members of the previous board, what their involvement was. We need answers, we deserve answers, and it's about time we got them.
What can you do though as a coach and as a football manager at this juncture? You're trying to prepare for the biggest match of the season, or one of the biggest fixtures of the season against your old rivals.
Of course we are, and it's very difficult. You know, you feel it. You feel for the players. The players have been absolutely, terrific. After the initial reaction of administration, they've been superb. They've been wonderful. They're getting booted at every opportunity. The fans are getting kicked at every opportunity. And my overriding sympathy and feelings are obviously with my staff, my playing staff, of course, and indeed the rest of the staff and indeed the supporters. And
presumably we're still waiting for written explanations from the authorities on why they came to these decisions that they came out last night.
That's correct. That's what we're waiting on. I am of the opinion at the moment, I think it's because of a breach of discipline regarding non-payment of PAYE and NI and things like that, but we're still waiting written, the facts and figures, the exact details why we have been punished in this way.
There's obviously a lot of anger and resentment and disappointment among everyone right now, but I mean, you've described it so articulately. It really is do or die at this stage. How do you think we can come out of this?
Well, what we need, we certainly need a bit of fairness. We certainly need help from, potential purchasers and buyers. We need to be given, a little bit of time, to obviously have due diligence and move forward. But as I say, I can't understate the severity of the situation we are in right at this particular moment.